part 3. So then again, it comes down to what are your goals? What are you trying to do? For example, bodybuilders go to the extreme of any of the competitors as far as training and eating, because you have to get that look. You have to get as big as you can get and get as lean as you can get. So in order to get that leanness, there's a lot of sacrificing that you have to do compared to a bikini competitor. But see, there's so many variables in here. That's what makes it hard to say, well, you just do this, this, and this, because it's not really that simple. There's so many parts to it. If you get a bikini competitor that is coming to you that has say quite a bit of weight to lose, and they want to do this show, and there's only it's only say 10 weeks away, I would make them eat more like a bodybuilder, because they would have to be that strict in order to make that deadline. So that's what I'm saying about, you have to figure out what you want to do and how fast you want to do it. If you want to see quicker results, you have to sacrifice a little bit more. It's just that simple. Sacrificing isn't always fun, but if you're seeing results faster, sometimes it can be fun. So back to the macros again, the protein and the carbs. You pretty much want protein almost with every meal, especially if you're eating about 5 times a day. You want a little bit of protein with each meal. And I wrote that out, I think, in another thing, how you figure that out. And basically when you start, just start with something, and then you see how your body reacts to it. If it's not responding how you like, you have to change something. So I'm a believer in carbs too. Carbs, think of your carbs as a steering wheel. So you have your protein is like your car. That's like the foundation, right? The carbs are the steering wheel. So get your protein in, that feeds the muscle. Depending on what type of size you're looking to get, you would adjust that. Usually for a girl, you start off at least 1 gram, say 1.25 grams per pound of body weight. You can go up to 1.5. I've gone up as high as twice my body weight. So it just depends. The carbs are added in. Now, if you're in an off-season state and you're going to do, say you're going to do a show, but you're not going to do a show until next year sometime. To me, being on low carbs or moderate to low carbs is not a good idea, especially if you need to put on size. You need to have those carbs in your body to help you have the energy so you can push harder during your workout. Plus, as you get closer and then it's time to really start dieting for the show, that gives you something to kind of take away from your diet to make your body change faster. Because if your body's used to the lower carbs all the time, when you get closer, you don't have anything to take away or change that much. So you would need to say add cardio. If your body wasn't changing as fast as you needed to and you're getting close to the deadline, you wouldn't have anything to play with. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of sodium loading. I've never really done that, but it's kind of like that concept where you load before a show with sodium and then you take it all away. So it's that extreme that makes your body just kind of change. So it's kind of similar with carbs. So you don't want to go too low, but then you don't want to be too high. And then it depends on how far out from the show you are as to how you would adjust that. I'm starting to get cold out here, so that's how I'm kind of shaking a little bit. I'm in the gym, which is garage. It's not really insulated, so it's a little chilly. And I'm trying to keep my mind frame too, because I'm starting to get cold. But the carbs are your steering wheel. So depending on your goal, how active you are, and like the look that you're trying to achieve, which would be your goal, that kind of determines your carbs. Also, how your body responds to those carbs. So if you're trying to, say, lose a little bit of weight, and you don't really have a specific goal, I would do maybe like moderate, start off with moderate carbs, and then kind of see how your body responds to it. And now by the carbs I'm talking about, you want clean carbs. You want to stay away from breads, like whole wheat bread, any type of bread, really. Another thing I learned to use in 2010 is like Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel, and then there's Rudy's and Udi's are okay. But those are something too, would be, if you're not getting the results that you want, you might want to look at that and cut that out, because that would be something that would make a difference. And it would be better to stick to the more complex carbs that are, I would call them cleaner, like your oatmeal, cream of rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, or yams. I go more yams than sweet potatoes. Limit your pasta intake, because that makes a difference too. We're coming up on again, so we're going to make a part 4.